Germany was rocked by two security incidents within hours, triggering fresh alarm at a major logistics hub. Authorities investigated a suspected explosive device near Ukrainian-linked aircraft after a separate drone alert. Operations at Leipzig Halle Airport were disrupted after a cargo aircraft reported a mid-air collision with an unknown object. The back-to-back incidents have intensified security concerns at one of Europe's busiest cargo gateways. German authorities are investigating both incidents as officials work to determine whether they are connected. Double security scares rocked Germany's Leipzig Halle Airport after a drone alert and a separate mid-air incident disrupted operations on August 5. A cargo aircraft struck an unknown object after aborting its landing approach at Leipzig Halle Airport before safely diverting to Hanover Airport. The aircraft later underwent inspections in Hanover, where technicians found minor damage to the nose section, according to a Reuters report. Authorities also discovered a drone near the airport runway, prompting explosives experts and police to launch a detailed security investigation. According to Bild, X-ray examinations reportedly found a detonator inside the drone, although authorities have not officially confirmed that claim. The drone was reportedly found close to an Antonov Airlines cargo aircraft that has been operating from Leipzig Halle since 2022. Ukraine's ambassador to Germany questioned the incident, asking, "Who else could it be but Russia?" while commenting on the developing investigation. Ambassador Alexei Makiev said Russia had been conducting what he described as a long-running hybrid war against European countries. The incident forced several flights to divert while police temporarily closed Leipzig Halle Airport's southern runway during the security operation. Leipzig Halle serves as a major logistics hub for DHL and also functions as an important operating base for Antonov Airlines cargo fleet. German authorities have previously linked drone sightings over sensitive military and industrial sites to suspected Russian sabotage activities. Russia has denied responsibility, while German investigators continue examining both the drone discovery and the separate mid-air incident.
I do not need to explain to anyone that Russia will stand on its head to clear its name and absolve itself of responsibility here, together with Prime Minister Kosyniak-Kamysh, and respecting the prosecutor's recommendations not to prejudge the outcome of the proceedings and investigation, which are being conducted very quickly here. We are of course not making a final determination. However, according to the assessment of military experts, the vast majority of traces, including the elements found, indicate the Russian Kh-101 missile. I know that today it may not be very popular to speak well of Ukraine, but I know, and this knowledge is much more important, that the security of Poland depends directly and straightforwardly on the effective actions of the Ukrainian military, also in the air. If the Ukrainians had much more of what they are constantly asking for, perhaps that ballistic missile would not have flown into Poland. I have no reason to be an advocate for Ukraine in matters of patriots.
I also have a question about yesterday's meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky in Lublin. In light of what happened today, we know these relations are very important, but did you manage during this meeting to straighten out things that have recently been politically complicated?
I see. I've known Zelensky since the first days of his presidency years ago, long before the war, and I am convinced that he has good intentions, but he is not infallible. He has his nationalists, he has his internal problems. I will do everything to ensure that Polish-Ukrainian relations, in connection with the Russian aggression, are as good as possible, not at the expense of Poland, but with mutual understanding and mutual respect. We came here, above all, to point out to the services, including the prosecution, how important it is to quickly clarify all the circumstances of this dramatic, but fortunately consequence-free, event, with no casualties or destruction, which involved the fall of this maneuvering ballistic missile here in the fields near Tarnowa Kolonia in the Lublin voivodeship. As is known, this was a result of a massive Russian operation. It was one of the largest attacks during this entire war on the whole territory of Ukraine. Bombs, missiles, and cruise missiles fell, including in western Ukraine, close to our border. As you already know, this is also clearly evident from the reports of our officers and generals, who have been on alert throughout the night, roughly since midnight, when confirmed information came in that the Russians were preparing such a massive attack. They have been continuously on their feet, monitoring these issues. It follows that the Ukrainians monitored the missiles right up to the Polish border and attempted to destroy those heading towards it. There is no reason to believe that the target was Poland, But two of these objects violated Polish airspace. One definitely did, as we have its traces here, while the other was detected near the Polish border, but it was a very brief signal, so there were no consequences associated with it. The soldiers were ready to shoot it down if the missile directly threatened built-up areas. Fortunately, it quickly fell in a location before any action was taken. The decision was not to shoot it down over an uninhabited area.
Russia's Su-34 fighter bomber is drawing renewed attention after reports claimed it could be integrated with a long-range Kh-101 cruise missile. The reported combination could blur the traditional distinction between tactical strike fighters and strategic bomber aircraft in Russia's arsenal. Reports said the Kh-101's reported 5,500-kilometer range could allow Su-34 aircraft to launch deep strikes without entering NATO-controlled airspace. Twin-seat multi-role fighter bomber developed from the Su-27 flanker airframe for long-range strike operations. Reported combat radius of around 1,100 kilometers, while carrying a standard precision strike payload. Ferry range can reportedly reach up to 8,000 kilometers with external fuel tanks and reduced combat load. Compatible with glide bombs, cruise missiles, and a wide range of precision-guided weapons for standoff attacks. Air-launched long-range cruise missile developed for precision deep strike missions against strategic targets. Reported strike range of up to 5,500 kilometers, enabling attacks far beyond the launch aircraft's combat radius. Uses a low observable terrain following flight profile designed to reduce radar detection and improve survivability. Reportedly available in both conventional and nuclear-capable variants, giving it strategic and tactical strike roles. Analysts said the standoff pairing could complicate NATO's defense planning by expanding Russia's ability to launch long-range attacks from safer distances. The Su-34 has already been used extensively in Ukraine to deliver glide bombs and long-range precision missiles against targets behind the front line. Air-launched long-range cruise missile designed for deep penetration precision strikes against strategic land targets. Reported range of up to 5,500 kilometers, allowing launch aircraft to engage targets from well outside hostile airspace. Low observable terrain following flight profile helps reduce radar detection and improve survivability against air defenses. Reported conventional and nuclear-capable variants provide flexibility for both strategic deterrence and long-range strike missions. Russia is also expanding Su-34 production while incorporating combat lessons learned during the war in Ukraine into newer aircraft. The reported development has raised questions over whether Moscow is reshaping its long-range airstrike doctrine for future conflicts. Defense analysts said the platform could significantly expand Russia's ability to conduct standoff precision strikes against targets across Europe.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now